Okay, so good morning. Welcome to Yoga Magic Day 17. So we'll start standing. We're going to stand at the top of our mats. We're going to have length in our spine, shoulders down and away from our ears. Just let the body just sink into the earth. So feel yourself rooting down into the earth through your toes, your heels. Are your hips square to the top of the mat? Are you lengthened in your spine? Take your hands, just dangle them by your sides, and just start to do a little rotation of the arms. Just wake up the arms. Take your hands to your heart space and inhale up to the sky. Beautiful extended mountain pose. Big stretch, and as you exhale, release the arms by your side. So let's inhale, big length. Exhale, open out. And again, inhale, good morning, and exhale, lovely. Beautiful. Do a little rotation of the neck, lengthen the spine, and let's do two more. Big hyperextension of the back and an opening of the heart. One more. Let's circle the arms, just wake up the body. And do a little spinal twist. Just to really release and let go. And then take those arms up, big length, and then exhale, melt forwards, forward fold. Do a little sway and a release of the neck and the shoulders, softness in your breath. Come up with beautiful sunshine arms all the way up, big extension, high prayer, and then exhale, melt forwards, forward fold. A little bounce, one more time, big length in the spine, high prayer, and hands to the heart. Let's go. Inhale, lift, exhale, melt. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch out, elongate the back of the legs. Exhale, melt, palms down. Inhale, step back into plank. Exhale, melt into baby cobra. Inhale, lift into up dog, lengthen the neck and the shoulders, softness in your breath. Do a lovely rotation of the neck. Tuck in your toes, downward facing dog, and do a little pedal of the feet. Waking up the calf muscles, so get those feet moving. Arms wide, head and neck dangling, shoulders relaxed. Up onto the toes, down onto the heels. Stretching out the backs of the legs. Wonderful. Then step to the top of the mat, forward fold, and come up. Beautiful extended mountain pose, big stretch, and then release the arms by your sides. Inhale, big lift. Exhale, melt. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt. Palms strong. Step back into plank. Melt into baby cobra. Lift into up dog. Lengthen the neck and the shoulders. Softness in your breath. Before tucking your toes, downward facing dog. Do a little pedal of the feet. Pushing the earth away. Stretching out and lengthening through. Come up onto the tiptoes. Down onto the heels. Big stretch. And then step to the top of the mat, forward fold, and come up, big extended mountain pose, and hands by your side. Let's scoop into a chair and do a lovely with the arms. Wake up the body, ready for a new week. And lift up into extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, halfway lift. Melt and sway, let go, release, relax. Softness in your breath, dangle the neck, dangle the head. The crown of the head is facing the earth. Beautiful. Come into that halfway lift, stretch and elongate that spine. And then melt down, palms down. Keep one foot forward, step back with the other leg, melt the heel down, warrior one. So the front knee is bent, back leg is straight and strong, and we float up into warrior one. Interlace those fingers like a sword above your head. So we feel that lovely length from the top of the fingers down to the heels. Uncurl any tension in your toes, and then open into cactus arms, waterfall arms, length from the top of the head down to the heels. Melt your chest to your thighs, your palms come down. You step into plank, you melt into baby cobra, you lift into up dog, length in the neck and the shoulders. Sink back into the heels and stretch into an extended child's pose. So melt your head to the earth, walk your fingers to the top of the mat and sink your bottom into your heels. So stretch out into the back and feel that lovely release. Lovely. Come into all fours, tuck your toes, downward facing dog, pedal the feet, and then lift one leg into the air, three-legged dog as high as it will go, stretch out. Then lift the other leg as high as it will go, stretch out. Then both feet flat and down and pedal the feet, wake up the calf muscles. So let's do a little pedal as if we were running, wake up those feet, wake up those toes. Fantastic, palms are strong, go in that perfect inverted V. Are the palms wide, is the head hanging, is the neck long? And then step to the top of the mat, forward fold, come up into a beautiful extended mountain pose and hands to the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, mount. Halfway lift. And then mount. Keep the other foot forward, step back into warrior one. Front knee bent, back leg straight and strong, and scoop up. Excellent, nice and strong. Interlace the fingers like a sword above your head. Uncurl any tension in your toes. Come into cactus arms, waterfall arms. Holding it here, nice and strong. Softness in your breath. Mount your chest to your thighs, your palms come down, you step forwards and you come straight into chair. The weight is into your heels. Holding it here, open the heart like a king. Chair pose. Let's do a little bounce in chair pose. Directing the weight into your heels, away from your toes. Come up into an extended mountain pose and bring your hands by your sides. Releasing the neck. Focus the mind and the body. One more time. Inhale, big lift. Exhale, mount. Halfway lift. Mount. Palms down. Step into plank. Mount into baby cobra. Lift into up dog. And then sink back into the heels. Extended child's pose. Melting the forehead to the earth, walking the fingers to the top of the mat, feeling that lovely stretch into the upper back. Excellent. Let's do a little roll of the body. So maybe come into an up dog, into a release, whatever works for you. Just stretch and lengthen that body. Maybe tucking the toes, maybe sinking down. A little body roll. Whatever works for you, roll that body. The hands stay glued to the mat. The movement's coming from the knees, the hips, the toes, the feet. Feel that lovely release as you move the body. Perfect. And then when you're ready, palms wide, come into downward facing dog. Scoop up the hips, melt the heels, dangle the neck. Come up onto those tiptoes, bend the knees, float to the top of the mat, forward fold. Come up into a beautiful extended mountain pose and hands to heart. Lovely. Inhale, big lift. Exhale, mount. Scoop up into chair, weight into the heels. And then step back, lifting up as if you were going into warrior three, pushing the heel back and floating those hips parallel with the earth. Going into warrior three. Holding it here, strong. Focus the mind and the body. And then step back into warrior one. Interlace the fingers. Cactus arms. Waterfall arms. Length. From the top of your head down to your heels. Softness in your breath. Fantastic. Step forwards. Come back into chair. Weight into the heels. And then scoop up into extended mountain pose. And bring your hands by your side. Scoop back into chair. Weight into the heels. Sit like a king, open the heart, relax the neck and the shoulders. Root down on the other leg and then float back into warrior three. Flexing the hips to the earth, pushing back, extending, strong. And then step into warrior one. Nice. Open into cactus arms, waterfall arms. And then step forwards, sink into chair. And then come up into an extended high prayer and bring your hands to your heart space. Let's run through from the top. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt. Palms down, sway the arms, dangle the head, the neck, the shoulders. Release. We should be nice and awake and warm now. Beautiful. Excellent. Come into chair. Scoop up those hips. arms rather, sink into those hips. Come into warrior 3, float back. Flexing the heels, squaring the hips off. Nice. Strong. Step back into warrior 1. Reach and stretch. Then come back into chair. Open the heart. Strong. Relax the shoulders. Excellent. Let's scoot back into warrior 3. Lifting up. Squaring the hips. Strong into the pose. Flexing the back heel. It does make it a little bit easier. Focus your mind. Focus your body. Warrior 1. Ooh. Holding it here. Excellent. And then step forwards. Standing nice and tall. Open the heart. Let's come into a tree pose, Vrikshasana. So lift up nice and tall, root down. Then lift up one knee. Holding it here. Do a little mobilization of the heels and the toes. Before taking the foot, you've got the option to the toe, to the floor, to the calf, or into the inner thigh. Holding it here. So work with your body. Slippy trousers today, so I have to go a little bit lower. Holding it here. Strong into the pose, rooting down, strong. Focus your mind, focus your body. And then bring your fingertips into branches. Softness in your breath. And then stand tall, mountain pose. Let's try the other side. Inhale, lift. And again, lift up the knee. Option, take the hand to the heel to the calf, or into the thigh, or right across, holding it here. Strong into the pose. Come into branches. Focus your mind, focus your body. Bring your hands to your heart space. And then close the pose. Big lift and exhale, melt forwards. And just sway the arms, relax the body, let go. Beautiful. And then come up with beautiful big sunshine arms. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's step nice and wide on the mat. So the toes are pointing to the edge, the hips are square to the front of the mat. And if you place your hands out, are they roughly level with your ankles? Melt the heels into the earth, push the outer sides of the heels down into the earth. Open the heart, shine. Oh, wonderful. Lovely. Turn one set of toes to the edge of the mat. Come into a perfect warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Sink down. Relax the shoulders, relax the mind, relax the body. Holding it here. Turn the palms to the sky and come up. Excellent. Let's melt down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt. So it's a beautiful, beautiful warrior 2. Lovely. Holding it here. Now reach forwards and then straighten that front bent knee and come into triangle pose. Feel that lovely stretch into the inner thigh. Try to uncurl any tension in your toes. We have a lovely straight line from the top of the fingers all the way down to the palms at the earth. Excellent. Come back into warrior 2. Humble, peaceful warrior. Reach back. Holding it here. Strong. Excellent. Now that front knee, can we straighten it and come into the reverse warrior? Oh, first triangle. Excellent. And then back into warrior 2. Turning both toes again and open the heart. Oh, really stretch out that back and turn the toes to the other side. Let the shoulders melt from the ears. That lovely length. Watch the alignment of this front knee. Is it at 90 degrees? Is the knee over the second toe or the hips square? Holding it here. Drive that back heel into the earth. Relax the shoulders. Melt down the back leg. Humble, peaceful, reverse warrior. Strong. And then reach forwards. Bend in, straightening both legs. Triangle pose. Oh, lovely. It's a beautiful stretch from the inner thigh. You can always, if you haven't got long arms like me, use a block by your ankle and you can get a better alignment. Good. And then bend into that front knee. Yes. Reverse warrior. And then into a reverse triangle. Straighten both legs. Big stretch. And then come back into warrior 2. Turning both toes. Open the heart. Hands behind. And stretch out. Let's melt forwards. Forward fold. Feel that wonderful stretch as we melt to the earth. Hands up in the air, stretching out the shoulders. And then just let the arms dangle and hang and take hold of each elbow. Hanging the head between the arms. Relaxing the mind and the body. So you should be feeling a lovely stretch into the back of the thighs. The neck is long. The head is hanging. Now maybe take the hands and just let them dangle. Maybe take your hands to your neck and just massage around the neck area. The crown of the head is facing the earth. Legs are wide and the body is hanging. And then slowly walk the hands to the shins, up through the thighs, and bring your hands into heart space. Then step together, standing nice and tall. Inhale, lift, big extended mountain pose. Exhale, arms by your sides. Let's pop that together. From the top, stand at the top of your mat in mountain pose, hands at the heart space, softness in your breath. Inhale, big high press, standing tall. Exhale, melt forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch and elongate the back of the thighs, lengthen the neck, softness in your breath. Bend at the knees, come into chair, weight into the heels, scoop up the arms, sit like a king, open the heart. Let's root down on one leg and float back into warrior 3. Hips square to the earth, flexing the back heel. And then step back into warrior 1. Big stretch from the top all the way down. Front knee bent, back leg straight and strong, melting the back heel into the ground. Turning the hips, warrior 2. Tuck the tailbone under. Reach forwards, triangle pose. Stretch and lengthen. Come back into reverse humble peaceful warrior. And then into reverse triangle. Big stretch. And then come back into warrior 2. Hands to the floor, palms down. Step back into plank. Melt into baby cobra. And lift into up dog. Lengthen the neck and the shoulders. Softness in your breath. Look up to the sky. Stretch out the torso. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Scoop up the hips. Melt the heels. Do a little pedal of the feet. Wake up those hips. Wake up the body. Yes. And step to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Come into chair. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Sink in a little bouncing chair. Then come up into a lovely high prayer. Exhale, melt forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, stretch out. And then back into chair. Then we lift up into warrior 3. Scoot forward, squaring the hips. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior, humble peaceful warrior. Triangle pose, straighten both legs. Come back into warrior 2. Back into reverse warrior and then reverse triangle, straightening both legs. Come back into warrior 2. Then step to the top of the mat, back into chair. Weight into the heels, away from the toes. And then stand up tall into mountain pose. Come into tree. Bring your hands either to your heart space or into branches. Standing nice and tall. So focus your mind and your body. Then release. Let's come into tree on the other side. Inhale, lift. So either branches or hands at the heart space. Focus your mind, focus your body. The more you do a pose, the easier it becomes. Focus on something that's not moving. Bring your hands to your heart space. and then release. Stand tall, and release. Let's give those arms a lovely release, letting go. Wake up, beautiful. Let's do a spinal twist. Do a little bend into the hips. Oh, wonderful. Fantastic start to a new week. Beautiful. Let's take a lovely deep breath. Inhale up. And as you exhale, melt down. And then come into the seated position. So in the seated position, we sit Malasana. So the legs are nice and wide, the hands are at the heart space, palms together, and bring the elbows into the inner knees as you draw down. So if you were on a side view, you'd have a lovely lengthened straight back. Now you have the option to sit up with your bottom off the mat on a block or a cushion, or like me, my bottom's on the floor. So what I mean by sit up, your bottom is hovering, your hands are at your heart space, or you have a cushion here, whatever feels more comfortable for you. So Malasana, it's a lovely, or Garland Pose, it's a lovely hip opener. Bring your thumb to your sternum, ease your elbows to your knees, lengthen, straighten out through your back. So this is the pose of the peasants. They would sit in this pose, and kings would sit on chairs. So that's where chair pose comes from. So they'd want to emulate the king, so that's where chair pose comes from. But this pose is lovely for your digestion, it's lovely for your lengthening your spine. It's a lovely, wonderful pose. Place one hand to the floor, and then lift up, open the heart. So you're pushing the elbow against the inner knee, inner thigh, and you're reaching, looking up to the sky, opening the heart. Swap sides. Elbow into the inner knee, lift up, and open the heart. And then bring your hands to the heart space. Thumbs to sternum, easing down, lengthen the spine. So the more you push against the knees, the more you open up your heart, your thumb comes closer to your sternum. Fantastic. You can hover, that's brilliant, but my hips don't like that anymore. And then release. Fantastic. Let's just dangle our legs in dead bug, which is one of my favourite poses. So just lying flat on the earth, back is being supported, and you just dangle. Let's wiggle the toes, movement in the legs. Fantastic. And then imagine you're walking. Do a little stretch and a straighten, as if you were walking down the road, pointing and flexing the feet. Excellent. Circling the ankles, movement, point, flex, wonderful. Now just dangle with softness in your knees, then take the arms and hang out with the hands dangling from the sky, mobilize the wrists, melt the shoulders into the earth. Now as we look up at the ceiling, with the body glued to the mat, start to lift the shoulders so the head and the neck stay close to the mat. The arms reach up and you stretch into the shoulder blades. Melt the shoulders down. Inhale, big stretch. Exhale, melt. And again, big stretch. And then melt. Now take your hands to the backs of the knees and slide up through the calves. Take your shoulders off and bring your head towards your knees. And you're just really stretching now into the back of the thighs. Slide up to the ankles, maybe the toes. And then straighten the legs and get that wonderful stretch. Push the heels up, toes towards you. Fantastic. Now can we pull the toes overhead? And take the lumbar spine off and get that wonderful stretch. Wonderful, just holding it there. Now, can we bend the knees in towards the armpits? Beautiful. It's almost like a happy baby pose. Now melt your back into the earth and then push the knees into the armpits, holding onto the toes. There we are now in happy baby pose. Beautiful. So we're either holding onto the toes, the foot, the ankle, whatever works for us. Start to become a little bit playful with the legs. To move the legs up and down, and then straighten and stretch out one leg, and bring it back down with a bent knee, straighten and stretch the other leg, and then bring it back down, stretch, and stretch. Perfect. And then just push down into the knees, into the armpits, flexing the feet, heels to ceiling, toes towards you. Wonderful. Now just dangle the feet, give those legs a little shake. Fantastic. Let's bend the knees, place the feet flat on the floor as if we were going into a bridge. A little rotation of the hips side to side, mobilizing the lower lumbar spine as we rock side to side. Excellent. Now do a little mobilized massage of the back into the earth. Let's rock and tilt the pelvis, hands to the floor, and then start to float the hips up, weight into the heels. Come into that beautiful bridge. Scoop up the hips. Open the heart. Shine the heart chakra as you push down with the palms, push down with the heels. Open the heart. So you've got that lovely opening of the chest and the heart. And then melt each vertebrae into the ground. Softness in your breath and relax into the earth. Arms to the earth. Let's do that again. Unpeel, uncurl, unwind. Float the hips high. Scoop up as high as you can. It's a lovely stretch out for the upper back, lower back. Oh, a lovely stretch. Strengthen up. And then melt down into the earth. Let's turn the palms, relax the shoulders, and as we float the hips, take the arms overhead as if you were opening a drawbridge. You're lifting the hips as the arms extend overhead. Big stretch. Eyes look into the ceiling, and then slowly melt down towards the earth. All the way down. Inhale, big lift, float up those hips, take the arms overhead, scoop up. Exhale, melt. Let's hug those knees, massage the back. Lovely. Let's cross those heels, hold on to the toes, do a little rock from side to side. And then rock up into that seated position, Sukhasana. Length in the neck and the shoulders, mobilize the head. Do a wonderful rotation of the neck. So stretch your body in a way that feels right for you. So we either look up at the sky, breathe with the chin so it's facing the ceiling, stretch out the front of the neck, or we dip our head, stretch out the back of the neck. We bring our ear to our shoulder, stretch out the side of the neck. The same on the other side. Oh, that's a nice stretch. Hands to the knees, arch and round through your back. Exhale. Inhale, lift the crown of the head and float the shoulders from the ears. Exhale, round through the back, arch the spine. Inhale, lift up, lengthen through, make the neck long. Exhale, round and arch the spine. Let's do 2 more. One more. Really feel that release in the neck, especially if you're working, looking at a computer all day. This is a wonderful way of just letting go. And then come back to a neutral position. Let's come into a lovely spinal twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Other side, like wringing out a cloth for your lower back. Get rid of all the toxins and come back to the center. Let's slide down, stretch, lengthen, reach. The day wouldn't be the same without doing yoga. Other side, inhale, reach. And lengthen. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's inhale positive energy and then and again, inhale. And fantastic. A lovely rotation of the neck. Just bring out one leg. Bringing the foot into the thigh, reach to the toe, and reach up, open the heart. And then melt towards the toes, bringing the head towards the knee. Reach up to the sky, and then float up into a beautiful opening of the heart. Melt down, hands to feet, head to knee, and then release. Let's swap sides. Lengthen through the spine, let the shoulders melt, reach to the toes, inhale, big stretch, reach over, head towards the knee, and then lift all the way up. We do that again, inhale, reach, lengthen and stretch, and then come back up, hands to floor, and then beautiful opening of the heart, and then come back into that Sukhasana cross-legged position, hands to the heart space, inhale up, positivity, exhale, negativity. Inhale, love, light, joy, and gratitude. Exhale, doubt, fear. Let it go. Breathe in the yes, I can and I'm able to. And breathe out negative thoughts. Yes, you can. You can do anything you put your mind to. Let's bring our hands to our heart space, and by our actions, let's only do good deeds. Do to others what we'd want done to ourselves. And then bring your hands to your lips. Say only kind things, uplifting things, things that will uplift others and yourself. And then bring your hands to your third eye, your forehead, and by your thoughts, let's only think kind thoughts from the love and the light that shines within me to you until I'm able to guide you through your practice again. Namaste. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining me.